Hi, good evening to all. Hope you all getting my voice. Okay, previous class I have discussed about the interference due to the thin films. So particularly I'm already discussed the interference in the thin film due to the reflected lights, and also derive some conditions for what is the condition for getting the maxima, what is the condition for getting minima. So today's class discuss about the interference in thin film due to the transmitted light. And also I'm going to know about what is the condition for getting maxima and what is the condition for getting minima, especially in the transmitter system. So this is previous class I have discussed these things. Okay. And also multiple reflection in the thin film are also discussed. Okay. Today I am going to discussing the interference in thin film due to the transmitted light. Okay, as you know that when a light is incident on a thin transparent thin film, so the part of it is reflected and some part of incident light is transmitted or refracted. See, just again you have to consider thin transparent film, right, which has thickness T and it has a refractive index N. Suppose when an light ray AB is incident on the transparent thin film, so it is partially reflected and partially refracted. So this ray is refracted along BC, right? The refracted along BC. This refracted ray BC at point C, it is partially reflected along CD and it is transmitted along CR. So this reflected ray CD is again undergo reflection at point D along B and it is finally emerges out along EQ, right? So these two rays, the transmitted rays CR and EQ, so at a distance they can interfere, they can give the interference pattern. So then you have to derive the what is the condition for getting maxima and what is the condition for getting minima. Before going to, you have to calculate what is the path difference between these interfering beams, right? Just for calculation of the optical path difference between these two rays, so CR and EQ, just you have to draw the CM. Just you have to see the figure. Just you have to draw CM normal to the DE, and also you have to draw EN normal to the CR, right? See, the optical path difference between CR and EQ is given by, okay, what is the optical path? Means, what is the extra path difference between these two rays, EQ and CR? So, what is the extra path traveled by the light ray EQ? That is CD plus DE. That should be multiplied with the refractive index of the medium, so that the optical path difference X is equal to, so you have to take this denser medium, that is n is the refractive index of the medium, into CD plus DE minus what is the extra path difference traveled by the CR, that is CN, n into, so you have to multiply with the refractive index of this air medium. You have always the refractive index of air is 1, that's why simply I am writing CN. Okay, this is the X is equal to n into CD plus DE minus CN. So just you have to find out what is meant by CD plus DE, just you have to find out what is meant by CN. So that as per Snell's law of reflection, to write the refractive index is equal to the ratio of sin I divided by sin R. Okay, that is equal to Cn by Me. Means, so first you have to know what is meant by sin I. For that you have to consider triangle CNE. From that triangle you have to find out sin I. Sin I is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse Cn by Ce. Next you have to find out what is meant by CR. You have to consider triangle CME. In that triangle, that is sin R is equal to ME by Cn. So finally we get N is equal to sin I by sin R is equal to the Cn by Me. ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದೇನು CN ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು. Just you have to see the above figure. Then Cn is equal to N into Me. Right. So in figure, you also see that the angle CPD. This is the isosceles triangle. You have to see the triangle in the figure CPDE, which is obtained when D is produced or extended till it is reaches the point P. Till it reaches the point P, it can form the triangle that is CPD, which is angle of reflection R. Right. This is the isosceles triangle. So as per the properties of the isosceles triangle, the DP should be equal to the DC. Means this should be equal to the DE. See, as per the properties of the isosceles triangle, DP is equal to the DC. This should be equal to the DE. Therefore, CD plus DE. Therefore, what is it? CD plus DE, okay, should be equal to the P, because PD is equal to DC. That should be equal to DE. That's why the CD plus DE, that is equal to the PE. Then substitute the value of Cn and CD plus DE in the optical path difference equation. Finally, we get X is equal to N into PE, that is CD plus DE is equal to PE, minus Cn andre, that is N into Me. Then you have to take common N outside. So X is equal to N into PE minus Me. So what is this value? PE minus Me. See here in the figure, PE minus Me, that is going to be MP or PM. So just substitute, instead of P minus Me, X is equal to N into PM. So then what is the value of PM? So this is PM. For that, you have to consider the triangle PCM. You have to consider the triangle PCM, right? First, you have to find out what is the value of PM. PM is in this triangle, PM is an adjacent side, right? That's why I'm going to take cos R from the triangle CPM. Cos R is equal to adjacent side andre, that is PM, divided by hypotenuse andre, that is CP or PC. Therefore, PM is equal to namaga CP into cos R. Therefore, but CP is equal to another, CP is equal to namaga 2T agutte. So this is totally thickness of the air film is T. So this is point. This is on point is mentioning is over. The CP total the distance is that is 2T. Therefore, PM is equal to 2T cos R. Then optical path difference X is equal to 2NT cos R. Just you have to mention it equation 1. X is equal to 2NT cos R. This is the path difference between the transmitted, the light rays in the transmitted system, that is CR and EQ. So we know that what is the condition for getting the bright fringe, what is the condition for getting the dark fringe. Okay, first I have to discuss about what is the condition for getting bright fringe or maxima in the interference pattern. So for bright fringe, the path difference X should be integral multiple of the wavelength of the incident light. X is equal to m lambda. So you know the path difference, that is 2NT cos R, right? Therefore 2NT cos R is equal to m lambda. Okay, this is the condition for getting the maxima or bright fringe in the interference due to the thin film due to the transmitted light. So where m is it can represent the order of fringe, that is an integer, m is equal to 1, 2, 3, that is indicating the order of the fringes. So similarly, what is the condition for minima? So here again, the optical path difference in case of dark fringe, for getting the dark fringe, X is equal to 2m plus 1 lambda by 2. So we know the path difference, that is 2NT cos R is equal to 2m plus 1 lambda by 2. This is the condition for getting the dark fringe or minima the interference pattern. But in case of reflected light, okay, these are all get interchanged. Right? These are all get interchanged. Condition is interchanged. Okay, 2NT cos R is equal to 2m plus 1 lambda by 2 for maxima. So that is 2NT cos m lambda for minima. Okay, this is all about the interference in thin film due to the reflected light and also transmitted light. Okay, next I am going to discuss about the Newton's ring. So see what is meant by Newton's ring. Just I am going to give some brief introduction about the Newton's ring. See, this is a simple schematic diagram. There is a plano convex lens. Here L is the plano convex lens of large focal length is placed over a plain glass plate. That is G is the plain glass plate. Okay, over this glass plate you can place the plano convex lens. Means one surface is one surface is a curved surface, another surface is a flat. This is plano convex lens with long focal length, which is placed on the plain glass plate C, right? Therefore, there is a thin film, the air is enclosed between the lower surface of the lens and upper surface of the plain glass plate. So this can form the air film, like that, and transparent film. Okay, this is the air film is the transparent material. The film ಆಗಿ behave ಆಗ್ತದೆ, right? A thin film of air is enclosed between the lower surface of the convex lens, plano convex lens, and upper surface of the plain glass plate, right? See this. See, you have the thickness of the air film. Just you have to see the figure. The thickness of the air film is, the very small at the point of contact of the See, this the curved surface of the lens is contacted with the plain glass plate. At that point, the thickness of the film is very small, but the thickness of the air film is gradually increases. Suppose you are moving away from the center of contact. The thickness of the air film is gradually increases from the center outwards. Center ಇಂದ ನಾವು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, thickness ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗಿದೆ. So here you can get the interference pattern or interference fringes. Those are all concentric circle. Okay, you can get the concentric circle interference fringes, and also those concentric circle fringes have the uniform thickness, and with the point of contact is based as a center of the fringes. Okay, what is the point of contact between the curved surface of the lens and the plane convex lens? That point is based as a center of each concentric circle. See, like this. This is the Newton's rings and the these are concentric, alternative, bright and dark concentric circles are obtained due to the interference of the reflected light waves or transmitted light waves. So the each concentric circle has its center. So here the center is the point of contact between curved surface and the plane glass plate. Yeah, point of contact, that point is based as the center of the concentric circles. And also you can obtain the color interference pattern. Suppose if you are using the white light source, suppose if you are using the monochromatic light, you can get the bright and dark circular fringes. See how you get the interference in this Newton's ring experiment. See, S be the source of the monochromatic light. So suppose if you are going to using monochromatic light, means the interference fringes are alternative, bright and dark concentric circles. Okay, you can get the interference pattern. This is in the form of dark and alternative, dark and bright fringes, bright concentric circles. Suppose C is the monochromatic light is placed at the principal focus of the lens L1. So here lens L1. So the horizontal beam from the source falls on the glass plate B. This glass plate, which is placed at an angle of 45 with respect to the direction of light. The glass plate B is placed, that should be at an angle of 45 degree with respect to the incident light. So then this glass plate B reflects the part of incident light towards the air film, means towards the convex lens. Okay, the glass plate B reflects the part of incident light towards the air film that is enclosed between the lower surface of the convex lens and the upper surface of the plane glass plate. So then what happens? The interference takes place. Then you can get the bright and dark circular fringes are produced. So you can get the interference pattern because there is an interference takes place between the light is reflected from the the lower surface of the plano convex lens, and also the light is reflected from the upper surface of the plane glass plate. So what are the light waves reflected from the lower surface of the plano convex lens and also the upper surface of the plane glass plate? Those two reflected light waves, they can interfere. We can get the interference pattern, okay, in the form of alternative dark and bright circular fringes. So these interference patterns are observed through the or viewed through the microscope, that is traveling microscope. Okay, this is about small introduction about the Newton's ring, how they are formed. So then we have to discuss some theory regarding this Newton's rings. So in this case, what you are getting in previous topic, we have discussed the interference in the thin film, okay, due to the reflected light and also transmitted light. So these both the interference due to thin film and also Newton's ring experiment, these are all example for the interference due to the division of amplitude. Okay, because you can get the interference pattern due to the reflected light and also due to the transmitted light, because each reflection and each transmission there is a division of amplitude of the incident beam. So in this case also I'm going to discuss the Newton's rings by the reflected light. So just you have to take the cross section of the plane glass plate and the plano convex lens. See, this is the ACB is an plano convex lens which is placed over a plane glass plate, that is P, right? So let us consider you have to take the vertical cross section ACB. See, this plano convex lens as a curved surface, right? Suppose this is an arc, ACB is an one arc. Suppose you have to extend a circle, okay, this curved surface, you form the one circle, okay. That's why you have to take the vertical cross section ACBE of the plano convex lens. RB the radius of curvature of the given plano convex lens. RB is the, so therefore O is the circle, okay, that is formed due to the curvature of the plano convex lens, okay, and O is the center of that circle, and R is the radius of curvature of the curved surface, the convex radius of curvature of the convex surface or plano convex lens. C be the, so again here C is the point of contact between the curved surface of the plano convex lens and the plane glass plate. So that this point A and point B, those are all equidistant from point C. This point C is the point of contact between the curved surface of the plano convex lens and the plane glass plate. So that this both point A and point B, so on the circle, so what are the points on this circle? They are equidistant from point C. So just you have to draw the line A1 and B1 perpendicular to the plane A1 B1 of the plate. Just you have to draw the line A1 and B1 perpendicular to the plane A1 B1 of the plate P. So that let A1, just you have to see the figure, let A1 is equal to B1, okay, that should be equal to the thickness of the air film that is enclosed between the lower surface of the lens and the upper surface of the glass plate. That is the thickness of the air film at a distance r from the point of contact. So this is the C is the point of contact, okay, that is thickness of the air film, okay, which is at a distance r from the point of C. So then from the geometry of circle, okay, then you can easily write that the DE, so this DE into CD equals AD into DB. So as per the geometry of circle, you can write that ED into CD equals AD into DB, right? Then what is DE? D then, so that is you have to see the figure. CE minus CD is equal to D. CE minus CD equals DE into CD. Therefore, here AD into DB. So for AD into DB, these are all equal. AD is equal to DB. You can write that. Therefore, instead of BB, you have to write AD. That is going to be AD square. AD square. Then what is meant by CE minus, what is CE? C is the diameter of the circle. You know what is the radius of the circle? That is R. That is therefore C that is going to be 2R. Then what about CD? What about CD? This is equal to the thickness of the air film. The CD is the thickness of the air film that is enclosed between the lower surface of the convex lens and upper surface of the plane glass plate. So substitute all these things. We can get 2R minus T into T is equal to R square. Then where R is therefore R represents the radius of the ring. Suppose you can get the concentric circular interference ring. Okay, suppose both these A and B is on the any circular ring. Okay, whether it is bright or dark. Okay, this R is represents the radius of the ring. So again simplify it. 2RT minus T square is equal to R square. See here, the radius of curvature of lens R is very large compared to the thickness of the air film T. See, the radius of curvature of the lens is very large compared to the thickness of the air film. So that this T square is very small and it is going to be neglected. That's why you're going to neglect this T square value. Therefore, 2RT is equal to R square. 2RT is equal to R square. Therefore, 2RT is equal to R square. What is meant by 2RT? What is 2R andre 2RT. 2 into R andre it is 2RT. 2RT is equal to R square. R square is the radius of the ring. Radius of the ring. Okay, that is R is equal to DB. DB is equal to AD, right? R andre the radius of the ring. In that case, that is equal to the DB. DB is equal to AD. Therefore, AD plus DB, that is going to be AB. And R is equal to AB divided by 2. Therefore, R square is equal to AB by 2 whole square. Therefore, then AB is equal to that is diameter of the ring. R is the radius of the ring. Similarly, that ring should have the diameter. That is equal to the diameter of the ring. That is D by 2 whole square. Or D square by 4. Where D is the diameter of the ring. Therefore, 2T is equal to D square by 4R. Therefore, 2T is equal to the D square by 4R. Then you have to mention it as an equation 1. So let us keep it in our mind. 2T is equal to D square by 4R. This is equation 1. It is going to be using in following steps. Suppose what is the diameter of, suppose if you are getting in this Newton's experiment, you can get the alternative bright and dark concentric circular fringes. Okay, what is the condition for getting the bright circular fringe? What is the condition for getting the dark circular fringe? And also, what is the diameter of the bright fringe? What is the diameter of the dark fringe? Okay, those are all those conditions. Suppose the path difference between two rays, one is reflected from the lower lower surface of the lower surface A and other from the surface A1. Means the one, suppose light is reflected from the lower surface of a plane of convex. Suppose the light is reflected from the upper surface of the plane of convex lens. So those two reflected light waves, they can interfere, they can use the interference pattern. Okay, what is the path difference between those two rays? Means one is reflected from A, another one is reflected from A1. So that should be equal to the 2nt cos theta. In previous section, you have discussed the optical path difference between the two reflected light waves, that is 2nt cos R. Okay, here I am going to 2nt cos theta, that is the angle of refraction. that should be equal to the angle of incidence, that is 2nt cos theta. So where theta is the angle of the refraction. Since see the light ray at A1 or B1, the light ray at A1 or B1, so here the light ray is reflected in the rarer medium, air medium. It is reflected in the rarer medium. So as per the Stokes treatment, when a light ray is reflected in the air medium, the rarer medium, so there is always change in the phase difference. There is always change its phase at the path difference around lambda by 2. Means the light rays is reflected from the plane glass plate. Okay, those all have the phase changes about pi at the path difference lambda by 2. Then what is the effective path difference between the interfering beams? Becomes that is 2t cos theta plus lambda by 2. Suppose that two reflected light waves, they can interfere, they can give the interference fringes. So what is the effective path difference between those two reflected light waves? That should be equal to the 2t cos theta plus lambda by 2. Suppose see, so here just I'm going to neglecting n because the refractive index of n is here is 1, n is equal to 1, therefore 2t cos theta plus lambda by 2. Okay, one second. Two t cos theta plus lambda by 2. This is the effective path difference between, suppose the light ray is reflected from the lower surface of the plane of glass and reflected from the upper surface of the plane glass plate. Those two reflected light waves superpose. What is the path difference between those two interfering beams? That is 2 cos theta plus lambda by 2. Just you have to consider, suppose A, point A and point B will be the point on the bright fringe, the bright ring. Then AB is based as the diameter of the bright fringe. Suppose this AB is based as the diameter of the bright fringe. Okay, then what is the condition for getting bright fringe? That is path difference should be equal to integral multiple of wavelength. That is 2t cos theta plus lambda by 2 should be equal to m lambda, or 2t cos theta equals just you have to take it out lambda by 2 right hand side, then you have to simplify it. That is 2t cos theta is equal to 2m minus 1 lambda by 2, right? Since the incident ray just normal to the surface, so that you can theta is equal to 0. Therefore, 2t is equal to cos 0 is 1, 2t is equal to 2m minus 1 lambda by 2. So from equation 1, what is the value of 2t? Substituting the value of 2t from equation 1, that is d square by 4r is equal to 2m minus 1 lambda by 2. Here dm, just I am to go and writing the dm, that is the m represents the order of the fringe. Okay, that is the order of the rim, that is integer. Dm square by 4r is equal to dm minus 1 by lambda by 2. Just you have to find out what is the diameter of the fringe, that is dm is equal to square root of 2m minus 1 to lambda r. So here r, this is the radius of curvature of the lens, lambda is the wavelength of the incident light. These are all, both are all constants. Okay, therefore the diameter of the bright fringe is directly proportional to square root of 2m minus 1. Here m is the m has values, m is an integer, it has values 1 2 3 etc. Suppose you have to substitute m is equal to 1, 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. Suppose I put m is equal to 2, that is 3. That is an odd number, it gives the odd number, so that the diameter of the bright ring is proportional to the square root of the odd natural number. So here thus the diameter of the bright ring is proportional to the square root of the odd natural number. Then what is the diameter of the dark fringe? Oh, this is the diameter of the bright fringe, right? What is the diameter of the dark fringe? So for getting the dark fringe, okay, what is the path difference should be equal to the 2m plus 1 lambda by 2. So in this case, what is the path difference? That is 2t cos theta plus lambda by 2 is equal to 2m plus 1 lambda by 2. Just have to simplify it. You can get t is equal to lambda by 2. Put you have to theta is equal to 0 and you have to take it lambda by 2 in right hand side. Finally, you get 2t is equal to m lambda. Again, you have to substitute the value of 2t, that is d square and dm square by 4r. Then you have to simplify it. Dm is equal to square root of 4m lambda r. So in this case, see, the diameter of the dark ring is proportional to the square root of the natural number. So m is equal to 1, 2, 3. So in case of bright fringe, the diameter of the bright fringe is directly proportional to the square root of the add number. So in this case, it is directly proportional to the directly proportional to the square root of the natural number. So this is the Newton's ring due to the reflected light. Similarly, we can discuss the Newton's ring due to the transmitted light also. Okay, those things are going to discuss in next class. Okay, thank you all.